Hi, Servus. Wollte nur mal Hallo sagen aus Lincoln, Nebraska.
Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. It's time for fall football and fun in the capital city, and we're going to dive right in with Jeff Mull from the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Football and volleyball and hockey and all the other things that happen this time of year.
You get the kids back to school, you get back in routine, and the fun starts to happen. So there's no shortage of activities going on this fall in Lincoln.
And I like your glasses.
Thank you. You look amazing. I mean, I haven't really seen you for all these years, and here you are now. So, yeah, it's called age.
Yes.
It happens.
Yes. I wear reading glasses. I'm too vain to wear them on the air, so if I mispronounce anything, it's all my fault.
Right.
All right, before we get to all the great events happening in the community, we're going to start with the big announcement that was made in August. $4.9 million in American Rescue Plan funds that are awarded to 15 local nonprofit organizations impacted by the pandemic.
Yeah, it was an emotional day for me to have a chance to speak in front of all these great recipients, but also to personally thank the mayor's office, the county board of commissioners, everybody that was involved in doling out millions of dollars to a lot of great nonprofit tourism entities. It's really hard to believe in a lot of people's minds that we're still suffering. We still have a lot of ground to make up, but to have the importance of tourism recognized and speak in front of so many great people, it meant a ton to me. I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now thinking about it, but I'm so emotionally attached to my industry and our people, and just again, thank you to everybody that had a role in doling these dollars out.
And as we go through the program, a lot of the folks who got grants are going to be, we're going to be talking about their events.
Good
That's
story
what it's
right
all
there.
about.
Yeah.
And this is for operating expenses especially.
Yeah, and that's the important thing. I mean, everybody thinks about just the immediate kind of cost that you have, but operating is really what the groundwork is of any successful business. So, yeah, and I've received just a lot of great communication from people. It's still very much an appreciation. We got a lot of work to do, and there's so much more to do in this community, but this is just such a positive step moving forward.
And thank you for all you do.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. And we're going to start with one of the events that received some of that funding. That's Lincoln Calling, which is coming up September 22nd through 24th. Music and a lot more.
Everything downtown. Their website is chocked full of great information at lincolncalling.com. 3 great days of music, lots of great venues, and there is music for everybody. I mean, multiple types of music, types of instruments, great vocal talent, all on display at Lincoln Calling.
It really is becoming one of the major events in Lincoln and brings a lot of people in.
It is.
Those heads and beds.
I love heads and beds and hotels. It is all about tourism. So
all right. And we're going to continue with the music with the Hub and Soul series. It's for the 4th year. This is one of my favorite events. The weather gets a little cooler, and it's in the beautiful Union Plaza Amphitheater. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, now through October 6th. Great venue. Who knew a flood control project could turn into a destination for people? Beautiful area, the Hub Cafe. Lots of great people with Hub and Soul.
All right. There are still some farmers markets to take advantage of. We'll run through those real quick. The historic Haymarket one, the granddaddy of them all, runs through October 15th. The Sunday Farmers Market at College View runs a little longer. They go through October 31st. But there's a couple you need to catch fairly soon. The Hub Farmers Market from 5 to 7 on Wednesdays just goes through September 21st. And the Thursday Farmers Market, they just have 2 more events for you to come and enjoy. And those are September 15th and, 3 events, September 15th, 19th, and October 31st. So make sure you get out and get some great food and a lot more at the farmers markets.
Well, and don't walk away from just the treat that you inhale when you're there, but think about planning a meal with what you gather at farmers markets. Lots of great opportunities here.
All right, if you're still in the shopping mood, the Lancaster Event Center has a couple of fun events, starting with the Falling Leaves Vendor Fair.
Yeah, usually what happens in the fall is people start to buy for Christmas, so the Falling Leaves Vendor Fair on September 17th will be a great opportunity to enjoy some great vendors. Lots of great parking at the Lancaster Event Center. Fun event for all.
And a different kind of buying event, the Vintage Market Days, coming up at the end of September, early October.
Yeah, original art, antiques, clothing, jewelry, handmade treasures, and much, much more. The market is a 3-day event held several times a year in various communities. This opportunity will be at the Lancaster Event Center.
All right. A couple of great opportunities to celebrate the diversity in our community, get out and have some fun and experience different cuisines, different cultures, starting with the Harvest Moon Festival. It's coming up September 10th at Antelope Park.
Great music, great interaction, cultural performances. One of my favorite, the lantern lighting, fun event to bring the entire community together under one roof.
A week later, same place, Antelope Park, is the Latino Festival.
Lots of great Latino music, artisan exhibits, and diverse Latin music. Another great opportunity. In fact, put them both on your calendar. Take the family to these great events. And again, we have such a diverse community, and I love how everybody works together for these great events.
All right. Another opportunity to get out in the streets and play is Streets Alive, this free outdoor movement festival that this year will take place in the University Place neighborhood. They're expecting 4,000 to 5,000 people.
Yeah, this event is all about health and wellness. Great ways to get involved in the community on foot, bicycle, stroller, skateboard, or wheelchairs. Come enjoy, engage with over 100 exhibitors at this fun event.
All right, we've got a couple of runs we want to talk to you about. These are kind of historic, iconic runs here in Lincoln. The Buffalo Run is celebrating its 46th annual run.
Diane, where do you think the Buffalo Run's going to be at?
I'm going to say it's near a buffalo somewhere.
Okay, Pioneers Park, right?
That could be it.
This is going to be a lot of fun. The Buffalo Run is the oldest continuous race hosted in Lincoln. The Lincoln Track Club and Lincoln Running Company are proud of this race and the 45 years of running this. Lots of fun for the entire family.
All right, and the annual Pumpkin Run is coming up soon after that. The largest 1-mile youth fun run in the nation.
Yeah, brought to you by the Lincoln Sports Council, the team that puts together the Cornhusker State Games. 3,500 elementary age runners every year. All runners receive a Pumpkin Run t-shirt. There's a great contest that's already been on Facebook to pick the Pumpkin Run t-shirt. I participated in this with my young son one year, and I fell running downhill at Pioneer Park. So good memories for me at the Pumpkin Run.
Now, if you'd rather get around on 2 wheels, we've got an event for you where you can bike from Lincoln to Beatrice, spend the night, and then bike back.
Yeah, we really encourage people to get to this event. It's fairly new. I think this is only year 2, maybe 3 that they've been doing this. Great way to connect both Lincoln and Beatrice. We encourage people to come in early, stay in Lincoln the night before they ride, and head down to Beatrice and come back to Lincoln. Lots of great activities going on at the Hub Cafe and in both communities.
Now, if you are more of a spectator, you'll want to make sure you check out the Lincoln Stars. They start September 22nd. They have a very long season, though. They all go all the way to April.
It's got to get through those cold winter months. That is ice hockey, and that is the Lincoln Stars season. The Rough Riders, the Stampede, the Lancers, the Tri-Cities Storm. Lots of great activity going on at the Icebox. Family-friendly, great game day promotions. LincolnStars.com for more information.
All right. Did you ever own a Corvette?
No.
Me neither, but I love them.
Would you? Really?
Yeah.
Convertible?
Oh, yeah,
What
even
color?
better.
Purple by chance?
Red.
Okay, red. All right.
200 Corvettes on display at Emeritus Life. They're also raising thousands of dollars for the Child Advocacy Center and the Southeast Community College Automotive Service Education Program. If you like Corvettes, I bet they've got some red ones and purple ones.
They
maybe.
do. NebraskaCorvette.com for a schedule of events and activities.
Right. We're going to get into theater now. There's a couple of plays featuring Shakespeare, one about Shakespeare and one kind of about Shakespeare. So starting with Julius Caesar, you still have an opportunity to see this Flatwater Shakespeare play through September 11th at the iconic Wyuka Stables.
I love that. The Swan Theater, Wyuka Stables, beautiful setting. Did you know that Flatwater Shakespeare is putting together this tragedy that originally started in 1599?
Wow.
Julius Caesar.
One of Shakespeare's
Timeless
classic tragedies,
betcha.
yes. All right, then at the Playhouse, you can see Something Rotten. This is set back in the 1590s. A couple of brothers are kind of stuck in the shadow of the bard, and soothsayer tells them that the future is singing, dancing, and acting all at the same time. So they try to create the world's first musical.
Cool.
This is hilarious.
Lots of scandalous activity, lots of laughing. Should be a lot of fun. Lincoln Community Playhouse has a great season put together, and this is just one of their events they're doing.
All right. The Angels Theater Company is presenting a new play by Bridget Amos, a local playwright. She's a member of the Angels Playwriting Collective. I attended an early reading of this, but this is a full-staged production at the Johnny Carson. It's kind of a sad play about a young girl who dies. Her parents don't handle it. They handle it differently, and then she has an opportunity to come back.
She comes back for 24 hours as an adult and has a chance to bring the family back together. The play is about forgiveness, hope, and the transcendent bonds between parents and children.
All right. The Stage Theater is getting ready to present Tuck Everlasting. This is about having a chance at eternal life. Would you take that or would you not?
That's a good question. This would be a good opportunity to go find out whether you should do it or not. As the adventure unfolds, Winnie faces an extraordinary decision: return to her life of normalcy or continue with the Tucks on their unending journey. Lots of great life questions strewn throughout.
Yes, there is. Nebraska Wesleyan is starting off their season. I do want to mention that they are a new recipient of the Mayor's Arts Award for
Yay.
Artistic Achievement.
Good.
So Wesleyan does a great job with their theater season every year. They're starting with a family-friendly outdoor play about Thor, the Norse god of thunder, and his brother Loki, the god of mischief.
Titled Hammered, a Thor and Loki play. Great opportunities the 8th through the 11th and the 15th through the 18th at Nebraska Wesleyan.
And then a comedy coming up, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. If you
Yay.
haven't seen that, I love that play.
Yeah, I love talking about it. This is Pandemonium is the word. PG-13 musical of middle school wits, wills, and what is that last word they talk about?
I believe it'd be hilarious. Hilarious, hilarious.
Lots of fun at Nebraska Wesleyan. This is a timeless classic as well.
Mitchell County Spelling Bee champion.
Really?
8th grade.
I think I won a spelling bee in maybe 5th or 6th grade with Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
Tricky.
Day.
Tricky one.
Right here. I got the certificate.
All right.
I'll show it to you.
All right, we're going to wrap up today with some events that the Lincoln Community Playhouse has going on. A Night at the Opera is going to feature rising superstar tenor Lemmy Pulliam.
Audiences will marvel at the mastery of Pulliam's technique and artistry. He was recently hailed by the San Francisco Chronicle for his full-throated vocal power and intimate lyricism.
All right, the concert on September 30th is going to feature Brahms, John Williams' thrilling tuba concerto, and then the monumental Symphonie Fantastique, a groundbreaking piece using more than 75 musicians. That should be a grand show.
A lot of fun over at the Lead Center.
Right. Coming up in October, the Future of Music. This features the Lincoln Youth Symphony right along with the LSO for some performances. And then they're going to do Symphony No. 4 Metaclassical, which is a premiere written for LSO by composer in residence Dr. Tyler White. Finish up with some Tchaikovsky and the Tchaikovsky Concerto competition winner. So, wow, they've got a lot going on.
22-year-old winner of that
right.
award. So a lot going on there. I like when they bring together the young orchestra and the experienced veterans, and just a great experience. Great musical interaction.
I mentioned that this was the last thing we were going to talk about, but that was not true.
Oh, I see.
We are going to talk about something completely different.
Okay.
And that is turning the streets of Lincoln into an escape room, the Alice in Wonderland experience.
For one day only, the streets of Lincoln will be transformed into a giant escape room style experience. Follow Alice down the rabbit hole and enter a topsy-turvy world of adventure, intrigue, and impossible things at this immersive opportunity to be a part of the Alice in Wonderland experience. This is new and different.
It will be curiouser and curiouser.
Huh. I'm curious.
I checked the website. It's called Clued Up with
yep.
2 P's.
Yep.
And they put it on events like this, something to check out.
I'm excited about it.
Put your team together and...
Have you ever done...
I did an escape room.
Have you done an escape
Yeah.
room? How'd you do?
We did pretty good.
Did you?
I can't remember. We did sort of get out, but we sort of got bad information at the beginning. They
Yeah.
forgot to tell us something
Yeah.
key. So, you know, it's hard to say. I'd do it again.
It's good to have other good people in the room, because if it's like a golf scramble, I'm the one that they don't take my ball ever. I'm not good in these settings. I mean, I can talk, but I can't figure out this stuff. It's deep.
This one we were involved playing the piano, which I do.
Really?
So
That's
I
good.
actually played a part in solving it. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. All right. This is just a sampling of the many events going on this fall in between fall sports and raking leaves and
Oh
all
my
the
gosh.
fun things
Yes.
that come with
Yes.
fall. For people to find out more, they go to
Lincoln.org is our website. You can give us a call at 434-5348. Stop at one of two locations, the Lincoln Chamber office at 1128 Lincoln Mall, or our visitor center down at 7th and P in the Lincoln Station. Lots of great things going on in Lincoln, and we encourage people to get out and just engage with your own community.
All right. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Jeff.
thank you, Diane.
When we come back, Tom Lorenz will join us from Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl. And as we go to break, we're going to take a look at all the great events coming up at the Lead Center. Stay with us. Welcome back to Out and About. Tom Lorenz joins us now, and we're going to start by talking about the Pinewood Bowl season. How many shows in total this year?
So I forgot to count before. I should have counted. It's around 12 or 13, I think. And because we had a couple of them, we had a couple that were on the series that we stayed that moved inside right at the beginning of
Right.
the year. And then we had one show. It was with Hillsong United that didn't come, but everything else was there. And I think it's like 14 when you count them all. And it was a great season. It was a beautiful year. We had some weather issues at Cody Johnson, and so we had to cut that or not at Cody Johnson, but at I can't think of the name right now. We had one country show that was cut short a little bit. But otherwise, it's been beautiful weather, and the crowds have been excellent, and we just had a really good time this summer.
Yeah.
Especially with the updates. It's been really, really nice to see the crowd reaction. It certainly works more logistically better for us. And Pinewood's grown up. It's
Yeah, it really
from where
has.
we started and we didn't know what we didn't know to now where it's really a first-class operation. So.
And it's always been a beautiful spot, but now it's beautiful and
functional.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and Parks and Rec and everyone there, the CVB when they did it through some funding from there, from VPC funding. It's amazing that everyone's come together and made that so nice, and spot towers and concessions and everything. It's just it. But you're right. When the artist comes out on stage and sees the trees and the way that the audience is set, he or she gets a real good view of the audience. And one of the hottest nights we had out there was Bonnie Raitt, and Bonnie she just loves it there, and the heat didn't bother her. It's like at end of one of the songs, and we'll stop telling stories here in a second.
No, you don't have to.
She finishes the song, and this like on cue, this little gaggle of geese comes flying over and everything else, and it sort of had something to do with the song, and it was very cool. So
Yeah, better than the airplanes.
we've had our share of those this year too, with all the different planes over from Omaha. But the music's usually loud enough; it just adds one more little piece of excitement. So.
And the sunset.
They're gorgeous,
They're gorgeous.
And people love it when the sun sets because it gets about 20 degrees cooler out there. So.
Well, you do have one more show out there in September with Incubus.
Yep, really good rock band. We did them at Pershing quite a few years ago, and they're really good. And they continue to put out great music. They're really kind of not just a straightforward, hard rock band. They've got some really cool introspective stuff, and that'll be a great show, and it's selling really well.
Good way to wrap up the season.
It is. We did Jim Gaffigan last night, and so we had the range from hard rock to big country and comedians and everything. It was really fun.
All right. Well, let's move indoors to Pinnacle Bank Arena. A big show the night before the Nebraska OU football game.
Cody Johnson, and it's amazing how well this thing's selling. He was at the Bowl a couple years ago and sold well. Huge shows, great voice, and a tremendous stage show. I mean, he's kind of they don't make the comparison often, but it's a Garth Brooks kind of a feel. I mean, he's just that bigger than life kind of thing. So that's, we've got that coming up. Cody is moving into Pinnacle, and it's sold well beyond what we would have sold at Pinewood at this point. Really excited for him. We're going to see him I'm sure a couple more times over this next few years.
A really big weekend.
Yep.
All right. It's time for Husker Hoops. End of September, we've got opening night with Husker Hoops, rap artists performing. It's going to be fun.
It is fun. It's a great time for everyone to really get a good sense on where the teams are at. And, you know, the kids love it because they get to go out and kind of show off. And you know, they do some exhibition, but then they also get to go up on stage with the rapper at the end. And,
Oh, fun.
and so we set the north end. We don't put the bleacher up there. We'll put the bleacher, we'll put the stage in that area. And it's, you know, it's actually a huge, really fun night. It moves along really well. You get to know a little bit about the coaches, and then EST Gee is our artist who's performing, and another upcoming, you know, really good urban artist. And so it's always kind of fun to showcase some of that too. But a good night. I'm looking forward to basketball season.
Yeah, well, the men open the season October 23rd versus Chadron State. Women open the season a week later versus Washburn. So
Right.
basketball underway.
Yeah, and as you look at the schedule and as you start to talk, I mean, if you've got season tickets, obviously you get the stuff sent, but if you're buying tickets to some of those early games, there are some that are just exhibition, and it's closed exhibition, and some are open. So, and they'll continue to put details out about that. But, you know, basketball, it's a lighter than normal pre-conference season this year. Maybe 1 or 2 games less per team, but it works out well. It gets them, they're traveling a little bit. They're going to a couple different tournaments, so they get some really good experience, and still plenty that they'll be really comfortable with Pinnacle Bank Arena.
All right. You've got a rodeo coming up early October. This is some of the best bull riders in the world.
This is PBR, and PBR really has you know, launched to the top of the best as far as rodeo, and it's bull riding. We did at Pershing and then at Pinnacle, and years of full rodeo with, you know, all the different events, and really the bull riding and the broncs and those kind of things were the things that really attracted everyone's attention. So we started working with these guys. They have a really great TV show that goes with it, and they show the different events, or their different places that they participate. And it has been a really great guys to work with, and this is the best of the best bull riders, not in the U.S., in the world. A lot of the riders from South America, they come up, and they are hitting this is one of those sports where they hit the bulls. They probably say the bulls as much as the riders. So when they introduce the rider, then they introduce the bull and tell the stats for the bull. And there are some that are almost unrideable, and their stats are that way, but the best want to do that. So this is a great night for people.
All right. We're going to talk a little bit about early November then, the Girls State Volleyball Championships coming back, and that's always a fun time.
It is. It's great to work with NSAA. It's always wonderful to have their staff in. And it's really a showcase. You know, Lincoln loves to do this. So everybody from the state comes here to Lincoln for the tournament. They do the finals over at Devaney. Lots of shopping that goes on, but it's a cool gathering to see now these really great young athletes coming through, but you also get to see the families in the towns get together, and they go to the rail yard, or they go someplace down to the malls, and it is that perfect CVB event, if you want to say it that way, and really a pleasure to work with the NSAA team. It's
really fun when any of the state championships come to town, because it really is little communities within a big community.
They are, and they feel really good about coming to Lincoln, and we like it. The more they're comfortable with the arena, then they'll come back for other things throughout the year, like professional bull riding.
Do you remember that first year they had the tournament in Pinnacle, and everyone was just awestruck?
It's still, I mean, there's still, it's amazing that we get first-time visitors still, and a lot of them come through at the Boys and Girls State Basketball and at the Girls Volleyball. And then there's always something new in the rail yard or something new in town for people to visit. So it really is a time for us to show off.
All right. Speaking of showing off, some concert announcements near.
We'll have some coming up fairly close. We've got some really good things coming this next year, and it's a little bit slow right now. A lot of the tours that we expected to kind of be out at this point really held back a little bit because they still are, they're not positive how the COVID is going to play itself out. And the tours that did come out really picked top markets. So, we know of one in particular here recently that went over to Omaha. And Omaha is the smallest market on their tour, and it's 52nd in the nation, and we're 158th, I think. And so they're hedging their bets by just hitting the majors. That's starting to they're starting to go outside of that. And we've still had our share of really good shows. We had Suicide Boys earlier in the last week, and then we had Alan Jackson, which was a wonderful show. So you'll see more and more activity come out. The concert industry is not back quite where it was, but it'll get there.
It'll get there.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom, for being with us again.
Well, thank you, Diane, for all the things that you've done for us too. You've been a part of every one of these shows. I mean,
yes.
You've welcomed us in. You've let us ramble on, and we have fun when we, beforehand and after. And so we're very happy for you and your next adventure. And
That's
so,
right.
Yep.
We're taping this late August. I retire tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
but I may keep doing a few of these shows until we find.
We would like that. So
We'll see.
Yeah, that would be terrific.
All right, stay tuned, right?
Stay tuned. It's something to look for next time.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, if you missed any of this month's Out and About show, you can stay tuned. We'll run a list of events again right after the show. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.
Hi, Servus. Wollte nur mal Hallo sagen aus Lincoln, Nebraska.